Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Duck Quack Show. This is episode 18. We're coming to you from a couple different vantage points. I'm Jimmy D in the Dells, and Aaron Kirby, the owner of Lake Del Nice, also in the Dells area. Head coach Sean Falzone is down in Dallas, I believe. Returning Ducks defenseman Thomas Howell, an 04, is in Gilmer, Texas, which I believe is right near Dallas as well.
Yes, sir.
And our newest goalie just recently signed. Mr. Moseley is an 02 from Lake St. Louis. Welcome, everybody. Drew Moseley, sorry about that, from Lake St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome, everybody, to the Ducks Quack Show.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you. Thank you.
A couple things I wanted to talk about before we go on to the players. Head coach Sean Falzone, we were talking just before the show started about your schedule for the next few weeks. You've already signed a couple players, which is seems to be ahead of the game, plus the returners. So definitely in good shape, but you are heading to the USPHL, the first of two combines. This one is going to be at the Fraser Arena, which is on the suburbs of Detroit. Last year, that was a pretty good spot for you.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, we signed a few players, get the group going here, and of course, getting our veterans back now, the newly made veterans after last year, and some of the old veterans. We're excited to have them back, and excited to get some new players in and some new blood in, and be a more competitive team for next season.
Yeah, that would be great. And I did want to go back just real quick and talk to Aaron Kirby as well. The Ice Wars tournament was held last weekend, and I don't think it could have been any bigger. It was extremely popular. All the coaches, all the players, all the parents, they were just going on and on about it at the Lake Del Nice Arena. I don't know if you can make it any bigger next year, but it's definitely a success, Aaron.
Yeah, it was something that we'd never done before. I was extremely nervous. 2 months ago, I was, really nervous, and registrations came in. We filled up. It was, Jimmy, it was a fantastic event. We had, you always got a couple people that are never happy, but the overwhelming majority are excited. They want me to actually try to do something this fall. So right now we're looking at possibly doing a mite squirt and a squirt and a Pee Wee Bantam before the season, and probably late September is what we're looking at. We're going to be calling it Battle in the Dells.
Will it be the same theme with the Army, Navy, Air Force?
No, I think we're going to keep Ice Wars as it is in the spring. I've got some ideas, but I don't want to relinquish. I have a big mouth usually, but I'm going to try to keep it close to my chest, and I think we can get her done. So we're excited, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate Sean Falzone's support as him. Yeah. He helped me. I used the same jersey vendor that he used for his specialty jerseys. And just like the specialty jerseys, they went over very well. I'm actually putting in an extra smaller order of people that wanted them after the fact. And we're excited. But you know what, Jim? I appreciate it. But this show is not all about me. It's going to be about Drew and Thomas. Let's talk to them.
Okay. So let's start with Thomas. Welcome back, Thomas.
Thank you.
Definitely a little bit ahead of the curve, I think. You came to the Ducks as the lone 04 this past season. I think it was generally expected to be kind of a learning season. And I think Coach Falzone would agree that you definitely learned quick, and you got on the lineup. You played 33 games with the Ducks this season, picked up a couple assists, and definitely made your presence felt on the blue line. You made the, excuse me, you came in from Shreveport High School. What was the biggest sort of, you know, difficulty in learning the junior ropes?
Oh, definitely the size and speed. You know, those guys they're moving the puck a lot faster, they're shooting a lot harder, and they're hitting a lot harder.
Okay. And coach, you must have been surprised as well at just how fast Thomas progressed. We were talking about before the show. You're a defensive defenseman, Thomas. You're known for the hard work in your own end, and I thought you did a really good job on that. And he got into the lineup, I think, a little bit quicker than expected, didn't he, coach?
Yeah, we saw Thomas at a camp, one of our camps, and his work ethic was the big part of him being
Yeah.
an attraction to the team. And so we figured he'd be a kid that came in and start off a bit slow, but actually Thomas came in and he started pushing his weight around and showing that, yeah, he might be the youngest one on the team, but he's willing to work harder than anybody else. And I can tell you from personally watching him, even when the season was over, there is definitely not a player on that ice that is on the ice more than Thomas. I mean, this is a kid that will ask other teams that are high school teams just so he can get on the ice. Heck, he even dresses a goalie so he can get on the ice. I mean, this is a kid that will take any chance he can to get on the ice and work on things and work on his skating. So, you know, that is where Thomas started making a big jump right away in the lineup and kept pushing everybody else. He's a guy that if you're watching, he's taking your spot pretty quickly, and he'll keep doing that, and he'll be a veteran this year and come in and be one of the guys that the guys coming in later on, we try and knock him out of his spot. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, that competition is really good. And coach, excuse me, touched on that, on the fact that you just love being on the ice so much. And you did stick around a couple extra weeks. And when I was there, I saw you and Anthony were pretty much asking everybody that came through the door if they needed help or if they had room for another person on the ice. Is that the way it's always been for you?
Yes, sir. You know, I want to try and take every opportunity I can to get on the ice because it's pretty scarce down here.
Okay. What was was it like as far as, you know, being with a billet family, like you being with a group of players and in a billet situation, and then, you know, just focusing so much on hockey, was that difficult to get used to as well?
It's definitely a learning curve. You know, it's
Yeah.
something that takes a minute to get used to. But I mean, once you get it down and you know what you're there to do, and just continuously do it, then it works out. You know, it just becomes the normal.
Right. I don't think it's any secret that, you know, that the biggest improvements that need to be made for the Ducks this coming season is going to be in our own end. It's going to be a 6-player effort, obviously, not just the defensemen, not just the goalies, but it's going to take a team effort. Do you feel good coming in that you know, you can sort of take it to another level coming into the new season?
Yes, sir. I think personally, I'm going to come back at another level, and I think, you know, we've got a good core group of guys going right now that have already signed, and hopefully a couple more that are looking to come back. So I think we'll do good.
And it's obviously early to ask you about this kind of stuff, but have you set any kind of goals as far as, you know, what kind of stuff you want to do this season?
Nothing too crazy, but I've got my own personal goals towards like points.
Oh, okay.
You know, I want to put up a bunch of assists this season. You know, obviously only a couple this last season. You know, I want to really up the ante.
Right. So maybe some time on special teams would help out with that for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I also wanted to introduce Drew Moseley. He's an 0-2. He was was a goaltender with one of our rival teams last season, with the Rum River Mallards. Well, I think we only played them one time this year, and it was one of our few wins, which was kind of nice. But Drew, you're used to the situation of seeing a lot of rubber, just like our goalies did. That must have been a bit of a steep learning curve for you last year as well.
Yeah, last year it was my first year of juniors, and so with that comes a lot of new things. But we saw a lot of shots every night. I knew going into every game that we were going to get a lot of shots. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And your team really turned a corner after the Christmas break. I thought,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I actually thought you might have been primed to maybe pull off an upset or something in the playoffs, but you really were a different team down the stretch. What was the biggest change?
I mean, there was a lot of changes. We got a new coach. We got a lot of different players. Our new coach that came in, Coach Fromm, he brought in some null guys. He got, by the end of the season, a good amount. There was 5, but I mean, we weren't really able to have all of them out there playing all at once. Once we ended up getting them all because with injuries, and then there were some suspension issues. But if we were able to have all of those guys that we picked up during playoffs, I think we would have had some big upsets, but
Mhm.
it's whatever.
Okay. And you're committing to the Dells Ducks, which is you know, obviously we're really happy to have you. So Drew, you're coming to one of your rival teams. What was it that kind of got you in connection with Coach Falzone? Was it something maybe from last season that you saw?
Yeah, I've talked to the former GM Tristan at Rum River about the Dells, and then I've also spoke with Coach Falzone over the phone, and I just felt that it was an overall better place for me to go, and I felt good about the opportunity to go there and play.
Okay. Um, I spoke to to Coach Falzone. I have personally never seen you play, but Coach Falzone said your strengths is that you're a technically strong goalie, uh, similar to a goalie we had years ago named John Selly Hansen, but basically just good on angles and all the technical aspects. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest guy, so
Right.
being a shorter goalie, I've got to really have my angles down and take away angles that I can and just stop every shot that I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And coach and Aaron would sure agree that you know, making the players just get one shot would be the
Right.
best thing that could happen. And you know, I certainly this season's going to be better. But you saw it the same way on the Mallards. I think it was just a war in your own end.
Oh yeah, every night.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it was.
war getting the puck out.
Yeah, yeah, it was difficult. But it's a learning experience. You know, a lot of really good goalies are the ones that face a lot of shots along the way. So it's in a way, it's kind of beneficial.
Yeah, I agree.
Coach, you have a couple goalies now with Anthony's already signed to return, and now Drew. You must be feeling pretty good about the goaltending and the defense at this point.
Well, I mean, defense is always the area I'm nervous about. You know, I'm glad I got, Thomas back and Colin back, and then, we're gonna have a little bit a couple of new players back there. But, with Drew, it's been good. He, from what I talked to Tristan about him for a while and got some more information, and got to go back and watch a little bit of the game film that I saw of him, and he's a goalie that I think needs the opportunity to be able to show what he can do, and fortunately, unfortunately, it depends how you want to look at it. We didn't have a true number one goalie that came out in our season last year. So the goalie's got a lot of games in, and so there's still not a true number one tendy in net. And of course, this year we want to make sure we find one. And, Drew is an advantage. He is, a player who didn't get too many games in, but at the same time, he got to experience the role and the junior shots and the quality shots. And there's some players on that team that he played for that had some amazing shots and some good talent. So he's seen those kind of quality shots. He's seen what you need to be able to, to see. And unlike rookie goalies, which I don't have a problem with rookie goalies coming in, but they don't really know what they're going to get into until they get thrown into the fire. And unfortunately, that's not always the best time to find out when you're getting
Right.
pelted by, I think Anthony's first game, he saw 120 shots in 2 periods. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah, it was crazy. We played the Cougars, and he got a pelting there for a while. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not the role you want to throw rookies in, but we were in the position that we didn't have much of a choice at that time. And this year's gonna be different. You know, I got Drew coming in and Anthony, who both got the experience, so they're not going to be rookies going in, at least not in the net game and knowing the game. So, you know, we're excited about having both those guys there. And at the same time, you know, they both know it's still a game, and we still got to find, you know, if a number one pops up, they'll battle with that spot to take that guy's spot, or if they get it, they're going to keep battling to make sure one of them locks that spot in. So
Yeah.
it gives him an equal opportunity to do something that, you know, with going against the Mallards, who already had their veteran goalies that are already there, you know, it makes it a little tougher for him. So he'll get a better opportunity here and grow. Hopefully he'll love the program and like us coaches, and we'll expand from there, and hopefully it grows.
Yeah, what I really like about this too, and Aaron could probably speak to this, is, you know, Aaron's been around, he's seen all the teams through the years, and so have you, Coach Falzone. But the one thing that breeds success is when you have competition and practice, I think. And having two goalies that are going to be battling, like it's friendly, obviously, but Anthony and Drew are both going to be battling in practice to be the goalie of record on the weekend. And that's just going to breed success, I think. Don't you think, Kirby?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the nice thing about, and Thomas can speak with this, because Thomas was one of the kids that was, like you had said early, is always there, is, you know, with me being part of the team for all these years, you know, John and I starting the team years ago with Sean, you know, I've got that soft spot in my heart for these guys. And our rink is not a busy rink typically. This year was a little different.
Yeah.
So, you know, Thomas and a few of the other kids last year, as long as they helped out around the rink, they could have as much ice as they wanted. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's going to be a huge thing for a lot of the players that are considering juniors, whether the Ducks is a fit for them or not. You know, I just want everybody to know that with me owning the rink, you're not going to get any more ice. So Drew, I mean, you're going to get a ton of ice. It's not going to be just that normal 1-2 hours a day. You could, you know, realistically be on the ice 4 to 5 hours a day. And that's a huge, and I think Thomas can speak to this. I mean, he would be out there after a practice while I'm cutting, working on his stride, working on his edges, you know, just, and as soon as there was just a little strip left where he wouldn't screw up my perfect ice, he would quickly skate off. And he capitalized on every possible second he possibly could. And any member of this team, as long as they're willing to help me out a little bit, they can have as much ice as they want. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the returners. I'm looking forward to some of the new blood. Obviously, Drew, I think I remember you at the rink. I'm good with faces, but
Yeah.
You got pelted, so you're going to be ahead of the game for most goalies in this league, and that's a good thing. So I'm excited to see you on the ice. I'm excited to see Thomas and what coach is putting together. I mean, already I'm excited because I keep saying bigger guys, and I know who he's talking to, and I'm excited. It should be a good year. You know, we should get back to a normal year. Last year was just messed up, and with all the changes in the teams and you know, different levels playing at tier 3 where they shouldn't be. Let's get back to normal. Let's have some fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And that needs to be kind of pointed out too. I know we were talking about that earlier in the week, Aaron. You know, Coach Falzone deserves a lot of credit for really being loyal to his guys this past season. A lot of, like Drew was saying, his team, they added a number excuse me, of players. It was a weird season where players were coming from all over. And Coach Falzone was really loyal to his guys and paid a bit of a price for it, but it bodes well for the future of the team, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, junior hockey is, you know, it's, you know, as a parent of a decent player myself at one point, you know, looking at juniors, one of the biggest things is, you know, especially for a father or a mother, is where are we going to send our baby, and where is he going to be taken care of, and where is he going to be safe, and all those things. And the one thing that the Ducks organization has always been from day one, it's about the kids. It's not about the money. And that's a problem in Tier 3 hockey. There's a lot of teams out there that will take your money and we saw it this year. They had an opportunity to bring in guys from other leagues, and to hell with the guys that started the year, and to hell with everything, and let's just win. And
Yeah.
And Thomas will be able to tell you, I mean, we were a decent team. It's just we didn't have the influx of players that realistically shouldn't have been at this level playing. And Sean, I'm not just saying this because we're sitting here on this call, but I say it all the time, is Sean had an opportunity to bring in some extremely talented guys, and he stressed over it for a while. And finally he just said, you know what, it's about developing these kids, and I'm not going to be able to develop these kids if they're sitting on the sidelines watching while, players that are playing at a higher level are playing for us because they can't play in Canada or they can't play in Europe or wherever. And, hats off. As if I would have been a coach with the record that the Ducks had this year, I'd have struggled making that decision. And so as a parent, if you're looking at the Ducks organization, rest assured that your kid is going to get the look. He's going to get the opportunities. He's going to get the ice time. And as long as your child is willing to put in the work and follow the rules and dig deep, they will play, they will get better. And that, as a parent, is all you want.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, it had to be tough, Coach Falzone. Obviously, it was a frustrating season with not many W's, but I think the payoff is going to come this year and in the years down the road. So congratulations for sticking to your guns on that.
Yeah, it was. Thanks. It was definitely a tough year, but every time anybody asked me how my season went, I said, "There's two ways to look at it. Which way you want to hear?" And then they always go, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, there's a record side of it, and if you go by record wise, it wasn't the greatest season in the world for sure,
Yeah.
But if you want to go by the boys that I had, and the group that I had in 26 years of coaching, that was the best hockey family that I've ever been around. I mean, like I said before, they don't all get along, but they will take a bullet for each other. And I have never seen that kind of bond between guys ever. And I've coached at all the levels through, for pretty much almost all levels through. And I've never seen it the way we had it last year. And I wouldn't ask for anything better than what we had.
Yeah, definitely a close-knit group for sure.
yeah, I would agree 100% on that. I mean, for these kids to take a pelting all weekend long and then come back on Monday with a smile and
Yeah.
back to business, it was
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
we had fun. I mean, Thomas can say, the rink isn't the greatest rink in the world, but I'll bend over backwards for these kids and
Sure.
make it their home and do whatever I can. So.
All right. Well, Thomas and Drew, welcome. Thomas, welcome
Thank you.
back. Drew, welcome
you.
to the Ducks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll probably see you sometime over the summer if you go to any of the workouts in Illinois or anything like that. We'll probably see you. If not, come ready. This is going to be a big season for the Ducks.
For sure. I
Thank-
can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited for this year already. Thanks, Coach, once again, and we'll be back in a week.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks for
Drew.
having me. Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a good
guys.
summer, guys.
Thanks, Kirby. You too.
All right. Nice hat.
Thank you.